It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're going to go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane O'Mac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
And here we go. Welcome. It is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network. Joe the Fan alongside Shane O'Mac. We are live in studio, come off a very profitable weekend. An amazing 30-minute show lined up today. We will recap our best bets from Super Bowl 60, our 5-1 college basketball weekend, our 2-1 EPL Match Day 25 results, and the great Bruce Buffer in 15 minutes, the voice of the Octagon, as he allows us to dive deep into his UFC universe. And our best bets for tonight and tomorrow's games. But we begin, of course, Shano, with Super Bowl 60. And Shano, what a boring game last night. Your thoughts?
It wasn't much, especially that first half, man. That first half was pretty boring. It definitely was. It was 9-0 at halftime. Man, and the Patriots offense could not do anything last night on that Seattle defense, could they? That Seattle pass rush was incredible. They were getting after Drake May like crazy, and then the secondary did a great job. But if you're getting pressure like that, and they were only coming with four, it was not like they're blitzing at all.
Yeah,
they were getting pressure with four guys, and if you get pressure with four guys, I mean that's hard to win a game for the Patriots. I'm
very surprised. That was the game plan that Vrabel came up with for about 2 weeks. They did a very good job stopping the run. Seattle did at first go outside. They kind of tightened the bolts a little bit, but the game plan on the offensive side, I don't understand it. It should have been a little short pass here and there. Granted, the left side was complete garbage. Garbage. Yeah. Will Campbell, he's a rookie. I get all that, but as a coach, put a tight end on there to help him out.
Tight end, get a back to chip him, something.
Right, something.
Yeah.
Okay. As I used to call it heavy when I was coaching. I leave the running back in just to kind of like, hey, help out and don't go out and pass, or you can chip him and then go in the flat or what have you. So, or move the pocket. They kind of did that, but then my philosophy has always been, hey, look, you don't have all day to read this whole thing, and it was very, very simple. And I think he figured it out towards the end of the third quarter, maybe the beginning of the fourth quarter, where you just dump it and you just have one guy to beat. I get all that, but he's not changing the coverage. He's changing the play or what have you. You're not at that point yet. Your steps, granted 3-step, 5-step, and the protection got a heck of a lot better in the second half. That being said, the play calling was terrible. I saw nothing underneath. I didn't see a drag. They did it at the end, but they're playing, quarters. They're playing, deep. So obviously, but there was just nothing for him to do, no OTBs, over the ball, nothing. And it's strict zone here. So it shouldn't be, hey, look, I'm trying to take a shot down. I get all that. But even when he did throw downfield, he threw it in double, triple coverage.
Yeah. And there's some videos going around on X of the game footage from the All-22 where you can see like from behind and everything. Right. And there was open guys. So Drake May just wasn't seeing the field at all very well. Right. That whole game. And because there was guys that were open. I mean, he's a young player. He shows lots of promise, lots of potential. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but when you have a young quarterback like that, it's only his second year in the league, and it's a big spot to be in, man. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of stuff. The defenses have 2 weeks to prepare for you, right? So they're going to throw everything they have at you, right? So it's tough, and he's getting better, and he'll get better. But I agree, he played much better in the second half. That first half, though, they couldn't do anything. I mean, it was all punts. They showed that icon at the end of the first half. It was just punt, 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 punt.
Right.
And another problem that I think the New England has to work on him with in the offseason is fumbling the ball, because he had a bad fumble in that game, and then he had a couple fumbles throughout the playoffs too. So that's something he needs to work on as well. When that pass rush gets around him, is keeping that ball nice and tight to his body so that thing doesn't just pop out into the ground.
And I'll tell you what else he needs to work on is stepping up in the pocket. I noticed that with JD5 with Daniels for Washington. He doesn't step up in the pocket, and when he did, that thing, the lane was wide open. It was like splitting the sea here. He was Moses splitting parting the sea here, and he gained 10, 15 yards. That's what you need to do. I just don't understand the coaching. Especially from Josh McDaniel, I don't get it. If Vrabel was saying, "Hey, we're going to rely on the run," blah, 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 what happened to it?
Yeah, they didn't rely on the run at all. But Seattle was shutting them down too. But I mean, Stevenson, if you had right there, he only had 7 carries, so
right,
you didn't give him the ball hardly at all, right? Where Seattle, man, I will give McDonald. I think McDonald outcoached Vrabel this game. I mean, it's just straight up say how it is.
Sure.
And he had the balls where a lot of coaches don't. The run game was working, and he didn't go away from it. Yeah. Right? You see so many coaches, and we talk about it all the time. Run the ball. You're running the ball all like crazy. The Ravens, prime example. Derrick Henry was getting 7 yards a carry. John Harbaugh just stops running the ball. Right? McDonald stuck with that run, man. He kept giving the ball to Kenneth Walker. He had 27 carries, had a really good game. Didn't get a touchdown like I thought he would, but he had a really good game. And props to him, man. In this game, this day and age, the game is set up for passing to be successful. And so many coaches want to go away from the run to get the big play in the passing game. But he stuck with that run, man. So kudos to him.
Yeah, that was a huge bad beat for us as you had, of course, the Seattle Seahawks money line with Walker scoring a touchdown anytime. On the ticker on the bottom there, guys, you could see all of the prop plays, which hit, which didn't hit. Everything that it was in green obviously hit. I'll give credit where credit's due. Gonzalez played a hell of a game for New England.
Yeah, every time he made a play, and it just made me mad at Ron Rivera. Because Ron Rivera drafted Emmanuel Forbes right before him, the pick before Christian Gonzalez, and the Patriots. I remember that on draft night when I was watching it, he took Forbes. The Patriots were on the clock for 60 seconds, before the pick was submitted. It was like they were like, oh man, they left Gonzalez on there. They snatched him up instantly, and I was so mad then. And then yesterday just proved even more. I mean, that kid can play, man. That kid can play.
Yeah, absolutely. I like I said, my hat's definitely off to Seattle. Obviously, they were the better team, but it's what drives me up the wall is not okay. Hey, it was a boring game and really not that much fireworks. But that being said, I think I agree with you. They got outcoached, but holy cow, they didn't use Hunter Henry at all. Hooper maybe a little bit, but. The guys were open, and there were reports where his shoulders. We didn't get that. If I had known that, I would definitely would have taken New England money line. But
the Patriots. I would say the Patriots defense played pretty well, though. I mean, their offense didn't do much. They were on the field the whole first half, pretty much, right? Because the time, you look at the first half time possession, it was crazy in favor of Seattle because Seattle was just running the ball, and then New England couldn't move the ball. But they only held them to 9 points. You're still in the game if you're only down 9 points at halftime. It's not like the game's over, right? So I thought their defense played a pretty good job, played pretty well, keeping them out of the end zone, and just giving up 3 field goals. That's it.
Yeah, I agree.
So I would say the Patriots defense played pretty well. So, but yeah, I agree though. Overall, the coaching, I think, advantage to Seattle this game for sure.
The books had to have been scared a little bit if you had the kicker, because he pretty much is the one that did all the scoring there. And I'm not taking anything away from Walker, but could he have gotten the MVP? And if that was the case, the casinos would have lost a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, I saw somebody on VSiN picked that was one of his like pizza bets. There was to sprinkle some money on the Seattle kicker MVP, and I forget the odds, but it was a big payday. It was huge. It was huge.
Yeah, huge.
It was huge. Has a kicker ever won Super Bowl MVP before? I know Mark Mosley won MVP of the league. Remember that?
Not that I'm aware of, but since you brought that up, Walker being the first MVP since 1998, I believe, TDE from the Broncos.
Yeah, Terrell Davis
winning from his days with the Denver Broncos is winning the MVP. Usually goes to the quarterback or what have you, right? So, yeah. Again, my hat's off.
It's been a whiteout a few times. Yeah, but yeah, it's been a while since a running back. I agree. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I'm looking it up now. There's never been a kicker that won it. I mean, 34 have been quarterbacks, and then receivers your next biggest, and then running back, and then linebacker. 3 defensive ends have won it, 2 safeties, 1 cornerback, and then 1 kick returner, Desmond Howard.
Oh, do you think that if they didn't score, if it was just a simple 12-0, 15-0, what have you, do you think that, we would have had the kicker as the MVP?
If it was all field goals, maybe. Yeah. If it was all field goals, it definitely could have happened, right?
Right.
Because nobody else blew you away with anything, especially like early in that game. So I tweeted out, I think the true MVP was Seattle's defense. That's what I tweeted out. Is it just give it to the whole defense? I think that their whole defensive unit played great. I think they could have all been there.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. But and again, going back to what you were saying, the defense played well. Everybody, and I thought we were going to get bad Darnold. I really thought. And then when they started to blitz him, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see. He's not making his reads or whatever. Sometimes he did. I mean, and they just totally missed it. They had an opportunity, multiple times, New England did, to get him, to sack the quarterback, sack Darnold, but didn't get there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Seattle had a great game plan for that. And Sam Darnold, still no turnovers the whole playoffs. So he's not the best quarterback in the league, but if you can be a game manager and not turn the ball over and your defense is playing the way it is, you're going to win a lot of football games, right? And that's proof of it right there, is that they're in the Super Bowl there. So he's just played a great game, not turning the ball over, just did what he had to.
Yeah. So we win on my head's call. We shared that on X, and the wise man took second possession of the punt, so we won there as well. And we won some other bets there, Shano. But let's look at the squares real quick, okay?
I won a halftime.
Halftime winner for you.
Halftime winner for me.
I win because I win my entry fee back because they do the reversal, but. Executive producer Mike, senior executive producer Mike, big winner.
Yeah. He won what third quarter? Is that what he got?
I think he won third quarter.
Third quarter? I think it was third quarter. Yeah. Third quarter. Yeah, I got that. The first half. That was great. I was hoping, because I had 9-0. I was hoping that the Patriots would score a touchdown at the end, because they would have scored. It would have been 29-20, and I would have hit the end of the game one too. But that didn't happen. They didn't score again. So
the big Lembowski wins the first quarter, for 3-0 there. So that goes to the big Lembowski.
And then 9-3 was final score, right? Yeah. Seattle
9-3 was the final score.
Cheeseburger?
Cheeseburger or burger. Yeah, but Lebowski started off. It was 0-0, and then, that could have went to Patty. But the big Lembowski, try not to be late for work there. That Lembowski wins on that one. And then 9-0 you win. And then I win on the reverse, because apparently you get a certain percentage. I don't know what producer Mark does. It's weird.
Yeah, so if you get the reverse score, you basically get your money back.
Yeah. So, but I think he's a little – go ahead.
Yeah, so you get the reverse score, you basically just get your entrance fee back. So
right.
You didn't lose anything, so that's good.
But what if real quick, going back to the squares here, what if they scored that touchdown at the end? Because it ended up 9-3, right?
Yeah, so that would have been 6, because so it would have been 6-3. Who was 6-3? 6-3 would have been Gollum.
No, it would have been 9-6.
No. You're talking about the Kenneth Walker touchdown that got taken back?
No. I'm talking about the New England Patriots, where what's his name almost scored, but he fell down. Except that was the last play, and then what if he scored?
Yeah.
That would have been
It would have been 20.
9-0. Oh, well,
9-0 would have been me again.
Do you think they go for 2?
They could have.
9-1.
They probably should have. They should have earlier in the game. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah,
because they kicked an extra point and they would put them down by 12. If you do the math, you should have went for 2 because then it's a 2-score game.
right. That was another thing. But people were complaining that, hey, this is your coach of the year. I don't have an issue with it because we won 6-1, 7-1 for coach of the year. But I don't have an issue.
I mean, he took a team that had 4 wins last year to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's pretty impressive, I think, for a coach of the year. I think that's pretty impressive.
That is.
So the people complaining about it, shut up.
Exactly.
it's pretty impressive feat to do that.
Exactly. Shano, let's move on to our 5-1, Shano, and you go 11-1, yes, in college.
I'm 11-1, baby, 11-1 since starting college hoops. 11-1.
Holy cow! Let's take a look at our recap of our plays. Let's go with the wise man first. He was robbed, but people were complaining that Wisconsin was robbed here because it was the refs kind of screwed them, but. I don't know. I saw this game as going back and forth. As you can see here, folks, the Badgers, if you had the Badgers plus 3.5, that wins in under 157.5. But the Wiseman pick minus 3.5. So, and you can see the stats right there. Yeah, I don't know. And he's got the Indiana Hoosiers taking on Oregon later tonight. I believe they're going to tip off in about 15 minutes. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see here. Shano, we go to you. Georgetown, Villanova. You had Villanova minus 2.5. And what say you here?
I told you guys Villanova owns Georgetown. I didn't even have to look at the data or look at the numbers. I just saw Villanova playing Georgetown. I looked at it, of course, but I saw Villanova playing Georgetown, and it never turns out good for Georgetown. Very rarely does Georgetown beat Villanova. Villanova wins by 7, so pretty easy cover there. It was a big game from Lewis for Villanova, man. 26 points. He had 6 assists. He had 3 steals. Villanova has Georgetown's number, man. They beat them. They beat them all the time. And I talked about it on the Friday show. They played each other, I guess, 6 games ago now. And Villanova beat them by 15. And I was surprised to see that spread was only at minus 2.5. I get it. It was in DC this time around.
Right.
So it's a little bit, they're coming away. But I was like, how do you, in that game, Villanova was up by 20 at one point. I was like, this shouldn't be that close at all. And obviously, so we win that one as a big win. But screw Villanova.
Well, big win there, 80-73. The Wildcats, of course, cover minus 2.5 over 140.5. That cash as well. So that's a winner for you. Let's go to me. Hey, I told you I don't like the coach. Never liked the coach. Don't like Jeff Capel. He's part of that organization, which I also hit on the put a little pizza on Carolina.
Yeah.
My North Carolina Tar Heels win straight up. And we'll talk about later on, we'll talk when the wise man is around, why kids still storm I'm surprised that, kids from Carolina do that, but okay. I will talk to them. I will talk to Hubert Davis. I will talk to Roy. We can't do that, guys. It's not even, I'm just saying. 86-67, it wasn't even close. The Mustangs, of course, take out Pittsburgh. And then we hit on our hot dog play there, Shano. Can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah, hot dog play. I took Clemson versus Cal at Clemson minus the points. And then Clemson, man, they won big. They won big. They won by 22 points. I mean, Cal just shut down Cal. On the Friday show, I was talking about it. I said their offenses are pretty comparable, but the big difference is Clemson's defense, and Clemson proved that. I mean, they shut down Cal that whole game. Cal couldn't do anything. They only scored 55 points. I mean, that's nothing, right? So that was a big win. What was the other plays? It was hold on, I can pull it back up here. Who'd you have in the hot dog?
I had Arkansas.
That's right. Arkansas won big too. They won by like 20, didn't they? Wasn't it like 88-68, something like that?
Arkansas took care of business. It wasn't even close. In the first half, I was this is over. Yeah, they took care of business.
I was talking with the wife about the Georgetown Villanova game, and then I was telling her it was one of my picks, and then Georgetown was leading it like a minute or so left in the first half, and she's like, "Are you getting nervous?" I was like, "No, trust me, it's gonna hit." Like,
whoa! Here's the question that I want to know. The wife is involved in the business now. She's like, "Where's the investment go?" That's something new. That's interesting.
I tell her because she's wondering like why I'm watching this game. I was like, well, it's like I watch most Georgetown games. Sure. And then she was like, oh, do you have money on it? I was like, yeah, it's one of my picks for this week. So I was telling her about it and all that. So
I don't want her emailing, me or calling me. Hey, what's going on here? But hey, it's all legal. It's all legal.
Yep.
It's all legal. Oh my Lord! But a great win for 5-1 for us there, Shano, and break even, and also 2-1 for me on EPL, 1-1 in the NBA. I think we go 3-1 in the NBA for the weekend. So I have to double check that math real quick, but we'll see how that goes. I'll have to look at the math. But speaking of math, Shano Mac, talk to me.
Yeah, so if you want an easy way to keep track of your bankroll, right? There's an app called Pickit, and if you're still manually tracking your bets or jumping between 5 different sportsbook apps just to see your profit and loss, you're wasting time. Pickit syncs everything automatically. It's clean, it's verified, and it's the only way to actually see if you're a sharp bettor or just riding a heater. The app is absolutely free, but if you want the extra edge, try Pickit Pro. We've been using Pickit Pro for the advanced line shopping and the closing line value tools. It's a total game changer. If you want to level up, download the app and use the promo code JWBB for 10% off an annual subscription for Pickit Pro. That's code JWBB. Stop guessing, start tracking, and let's go win some bets.
Pickit.com. Yes. So when we return, of course, our host, who needs no introduction, but the voice of the Octagon, the great Bruce Buffer, and we will have him in studio next. See you soon. Welcome back to Just Win Bets, baby, the sports bet winning network. Our next guest needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. He is one of the most iconic voices in all sports for nearly 3 decades. He's been the sound of championship fights and unforgettable moments in the UFC. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer. Bruce, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. My pleasure to be on, guys.
You started announcing fights for the UFC since UFC 8, which was almost 30 years ago, as the anniversary is coming up to what we've researched was February 16th of 1996. So we're coming to, of course, our 30-year of having the pleasure of seeing you announce these fights in the Octagon. UFC 325, which took place in Australia, just happened, and the UFC is bigger than ever as they just signed a huge deal with Paramount Plus. Is there one moment or fight where you realize, wow, this sport has completely changed?
Well, the sport started out as a spectacle. It wasn't a sport, back when I started. And then rules had to be instituted. The whole bit, as great as it was back then with the tournament fighting and guys fighting 4 times in a single night and such. But eventually the sport became the name of mixed martial arts, which was not at the beginning. That was maybe about 6-7 years in. And when Dana and the Fertittas bought it, back in 99, and we had the Ultimate Fighter TV series, obviously that finale between Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin was a changing point. There's been many changing points in history from UFC 100, usually when the millennials happen, not millennials, excuse me, but the 100 celebrations, 200, sure. 300. You always notice a difference in the evolutionary process of the UFC. But that one fight on Spike TV, I figure we made Spike TV and Spike TV made us. And that's when everything started to just go jamming uphill. And now it's been through the brilliant marketing of Dana White and the powers that be, and everybody at TKO and WME and everything that is taking us to the forefront more and more and more and more and more. No question.
Did the UFC growth impact your announcing style at all?
My announcing style grew as I grew. It was again an evolutionary process. As you go through your how do I say it? Refining of your tool, refining of your method. So every time I go out there, it's my first night. That's the way I look at it. So it's almost like I'm auditioning for, the powers that be, the fans and Dana White and everybody to say, hey, I deserve this job. I can come back next week. So absolutely. I treat it fresh all the time.
Yeah, you keep it fresh. I mean, you ruined pretty much every other announcer for me because, like, hearing your voice, I know it's a big deal, big event, big things are about to happen. And then I watched, like, some other companies outside of the UFC, and the announcer is like, oh, it's just not the same without Bruce. Just not.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So you obviously work hard on your craft. We're just curious, like, how much preparation goes into announcing a UFC event for you? Like, what's your, like, day of routine for an event?
Day of routine is a good night's sleep, meditation, good workout, power breakfast. My cards are all prepared. I walk into the arena, I feel the energy of the crowd and everything, and I let it fly. And that's what it is. I treat it very organically. I
got to ask Bruce about your ring attire, your suits, the ring, your Hall of Fame ring that you wear. I'm going to take note so I can tell my wife because I love your attire.
Thank you very much.
It is amazing. I'm assuming you have your own, custom made, threads. I mean, you look very, very sharp.
They're all one of a kind, made by my tailor. It's on Instagram. It's Mike at My King and Bay, but they're King and Bay out of Toronto, Canada, and they'll make and ship suits everywhere. But they make all my jackets, my suits, my everything are strictly one of a kind. No question.
Yes, absolutely. What was the hardest name for you to announce correctly throughout all the last 30 years?
They all have their flavor. The hardest names are the single-digit names, single-syllable names. Mike Swick, Frank Trigg is when you got to let those things really fly. Give me the meteor names, whatever, Nurmagomedov. Give me the most meat you can. I love those names. Everybody thinks it's the other way around.
Definitely. I remember fighters you've introduced that you seem to have good chemistry with. Like I remember, like you and Dan Hardy always had like a good chemistry. It looked like TJ Dillashaw. I remember you used to yell like Dillashaw, and he would go nuts in front of your face.
Right.
Is there any fighters that you like really enjoy fighting, like announcing for, like that you have a good chemistry with?
I have good chemistry with all of them. I'm there to announce and give them the most I can, and they're all great. So obviously there's some chemistry with others, but whether it was Chewy the other night, Chewy Vasa, with the double fist bump, whether it's George St. Pierre, whether I'm letting it fly or blowing an ACL, announcing his name or whatever the case might be. Every fighter, just like every arena, has its own flavor, its own magic, its own everything to carry it forward. So I have favorites, but thousands of fights, hundreds, if not thousands of fighters, it's hard to pick a favorite. Go back to the old days of Chuck Liddell, Vitor Belfort. I can go on and on and on.
Yeah. Is there a fighter you can think of that like maybe was the most intimidating fighter or maybe had the most intimidating presence that you felt like while you're calling him?
At first, it was Mirko Krokop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
Yep.
There's some definitely bangers I was scared of, like especially when I was watching when I was younger. And I was like, these guys like seem like monsters to me. And then like you're in front of them like screaming, getting the crowd hyped and everything like that. And I was just
I've never been scared of them, but some can be slightly intimidating, but to the point where it just gets me going more so to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a game we play on our podcast. I was wondering if you would like to play with us. It's you get $15 to spend. It's a budget. And then you have 4 different categories, and you pick one person from each category, and then you build a perfect UFC fighter. We've done it before for like build a perfect quarterback, build a perfect running back, stuff like that. So the build your perfect UFC fighter, you have $15 to spend. Categories are going to be aura or like star power, striking, wrestling, and fight IQ. All right.
Okay, I think I got it.
Okay. So first up, aura / star power. For $1, you can get Bilal Muhammad. $2, Nate Diaz. $3, Brock Lesnar. $4, John Jones. $5, Conor McGregor.
And this is for star power and what?
Aura. Like you're just like overall presence.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but you got to obviously go with Conor. Just what he brings to the table. Like him or not, he has a love-hate relationship with the fans. But everybody wants to watch him fight. Everybody wants to watch him fight.
Absolutely. For sure. I agree with that 100%. Okay, so you got $10 left to spend. Next up, striking. For $1, you can get CM Punk. $2, Ben Askren. $3, Alex Pereira. $4, Israel Adesanya. And then $5, Anderson Silva.
As far as who's the best striker or spending, so I understand.
$10 left to spend. $10 left to spend. You can say who the best striker is, you think, and then like who would you buy for like what price range?
Okay, if I was going to use him as a fighter in a video game or whatever the case might be.
Sure.
Anderson Silva. I just got to go with that.
Anderson Silva. I agree. Okay, next up, wrestling. We have George St. Pierre for $5, Daniel Cormier for $4, Randy Couture for $3, Mark Hunt for $2, or Greg Hardy for $1.
How many dollars do I have left?
Yeah, $5 left.
Five.
And the category again?
Wrestling and grappling.
Give me the names. I only got $5.
$5 for George St. Pierre, $4 for Daniel Cormier, $3 for Randy Couture, $2 for Mark Hunt, $1 for Greg Hardy.
Randy Couture.
Randy Couture for $3. That's a steal, I think. That is a steal. All right, finally, Fight IQ. You got $2 left. All right, you have one pretty good choice here. For $5, you could have got Demetrius Johnson, Mighty Mouse. $4, Dominic Dominator Cruz. $3, Alexander Volkanovski. $2, Royce Gracie. $1, Michael Chandler. You got $2 left. I'm guessing you're going Royce Gracie there.
And that's for what again?
Fight IQ.
Yeah, but Gracie's in grappling. You only got $2 left?
Yeah.
And who's the $2 and $1?
$2 Royce Gracie, $1 Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler, $1.
Michael Chandler, $1.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome. All right, so you have Michael Chandler for Fight IQ, Randy Couture, wrestling capabilities, Anderson Silva, striking capability, and the star power aura of Conor McGregor. That's a pretty good fighter there.
Okay, and $1 left over. Good.
Yeah, $1 left over.
Yeah, there you go. As we come to the end of this here, Bruce, you seem to have a good rapport with the audience and fans around the world when it comes to your social media postings. Recently, you were the co-pilot in Australia, and I'm assuming that was an amazing, not only an adventure but an experience, as well as taking pictures with those in the audience. You're everywhere, including the recent Bud Light commercial We noticed that you are in various projects such as, the store in California, which my son loves. It's time, showing the Pokemon cards, etc. Energy drink, cologne, etc. Your own podcast. What can you share with your fans about any future endeavors?
Well, the big endeavor right now is the It's Time Sports Card and TCG Center that I opened up in California. People can go check it out if you like sports cards, Pokemon cards, comic books, esports, everything. There's nothing like it. It's a huge success out of the gate. And just go check it out at itstimecards.com or look it up on Instagram at itstime_ Agoura Hills. Just put It's Time Sports Cards. It'll come up. But that, aside from all my other things, that and the videos I do on Cameo for the fans and the videos I do, like the weddings I do at my website, brucebuffer.com. The videos and audios that my partner Kristen and I do are just, they're keepsakes for life, according to the fans. The thank you notes we get from them bring, tears to our eyes to a certain extent because we're making people so happy, and that's a very, very key point in everything we do. Yeah. And I love doing the videos and audio championship introductions, birth of babies, weddings, you name it. I do it all.
You did one for us for our introduction for our podcast. You did a great job. I mean, an awesome job. You turned around really quick with it. And it was like we love it. I mean, yeah. I listen to it sometimes, just getting into the shower to hype me up for the day.
Very cool. I appreciate that.
And I don't want to cry on camera, but I'm crying inside. Trust me, with tears of joy. But I don't want people might turn off the podcast just because they see Joe the fan crying.
You don't want to doing that.
No.
All right. So our last question for you, man, is you obviously have built like a huge name for yourself in this game, right? We just started doing this under a year ago. We're about 9-10 months we've been doing this podcast. We built a pretty good following. We're over 5,000 subscribers and stuff like that on YouTube. But just we're always looking to improve and grow. What words of advice would you give someone trying to break into like sports media or build a brand like you did?
Basically, find out what you're passionate about. If you can monetize that, such as what you're talking about, you want to do it. When you're building a brand, make sure everything matches your brand, such as your email, your website address. If it's ABC, then it's abc.com. It's at ABC for your email, all that kind of stuff. Make sure you create constant recognition to your brand. So you create brand awareness to the brand. And basically just keep jamming, just take names, take numbers. It depends on the area of endeavor you're trying to brand. What are you branding? A product? Are you branding yourself? Whatever the case might be, but approach it with passion and be smart. Think 3 steps ahead, like in chess, and don't waste your time with needless opportunity of cost wasting time endeavors. I mean, make sure that everything you go after is planned and you focus on it and you go from point A to point B. And keep it short and sweet. The longer it is, the less people pay attention because we live in an ADD, type reality of environment right now. You got to hit people and let them know what you're doing in the first 30 seconds or you're going to basically lose them.
Thank you, Bruce. Have a great day. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All the best to you guys.
Thank you. So as we return here, our best bets for the evening here, Shano. But before we even get to that, a quick shout out to a couple guys at VSiN, who we were recently mentioned there, Shano. I'm assuming you saw the videos?
Yeah. They did a great job, man. They did a great job. Thanks for shouting us out. And it was awesome to see us on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Check those guys out. Check out the show Cashing Out and the Gambling Podcast, of course, on Friday nights. But our best bets for this evening, I know that the Wise Man has Indiana with the giving the point, minus 10.5 over Oregon. I have, of course, some soccer picks for tomorrow. Because it's the mid card in the English Premier League, so I've got 2 or 3 plays for that. So what you'll need to do to get those is sign on to our newsletter. Go to our website, justwinbetsbaby.com. It's all free. We're not asking for any money or what have you. Just put your information in there. Put your email. It'll be delivered. It gets delivered around between 11. I'd say between 11 and 12 o'clock. Sometimes we have to wait for the odds to show up and the processing and stuff like that. So it'll definitely be in your mailbox right by lunchtime there, Shano. And then I've got a few soccer plays. You'll have the NBA plays. We'll have more college basketball plays. Shano, do you have anything that you'd like to share?
So Olympic hockey starts in 2 days. So it starts on Wednesday as the first games. So I've been starting to look in there, see if there's anything worth betting on some Olympic hockey, because we don't have the NHL going on right now, sadly. Right. And that sucks because we ended the week 8-0, 8-0 for the hockey. Yeah. And then, they take this Olympic break. Oh man, it sucks. We miss it. We want it back. So we'll wait till after Olympics for more NHL picks. But so Olympic hockey's going on. You can still bet on it. So I figured, why not? I'll look into it and see. The problem with the Olympic hockey sometimes is that you have like a team like Canada playing like, I don't know, Lithuania or something like that. Yeah. And then like Canada's just going to dominate them. Right. Yeah. So some of those plays are hard to do because you'll see some crazy money lines. But I'm definitely looking at those bets and seeing what out. And I'll try and make like a pick or two a day for Olympic hockey. That's worth our while.
Yeah, so again, I've got a few picks for EPL and, of course, the CONCACAF Champions Cup. There'll be 2 games on Tuesday. There's some more games on Wednesday, so you'll see that only on our newsletter. And what you do is just just enter your email. It'll automatically be subscribed to our newsletter, and then just check your inbox around lunchtime, and you'll get, of course, our free picks. A quick shout out to Bruce Buffer for taking the time to sit down and have that great interview. What were your thoughts on that one there, Shano?
Bruce Buffer's the man. I love that guy. He's awesome. Thank you so much, Bruce, for joining us. It was a blast. It was a pleasure talking to you. I've been watching you like pretty much my whole life, right? You've been doing it for 30 years. I'm a little older than that, but it's been great watching you call UFC events. And it's not the same. I talked to him about this on the interview. I said, like, when I watch like a different promotion and they have a ring announcer especially for MMA, right? I think he's just like a perfect fit for that field, right? And that combat sports arena. He brings so much energy to it, and he's very passionate about it. And thank you for joining us. I can't express my gratitude any more than that. I mean, I just love the guy.
We, of course, Shano, we're going to be covering some more MMA, as you know, but we're going to be joined by a couple guys from Johnny K Picks. So a couple guys there. They're going to be joining the show next week to talk about some fight night. I know you've got a couple of picks there, Shano, that you're looking into, researching it.
Yep, researching it now. I probably won't do the whole card because fight nights, they have some guys on there that are up and comers or might be the first time in the UFC. So it's kind of hard to like judge. But some of your like the next fight night, you have Sean Strickland on it. I mean, that's a pretty big name. You usually see him on the main cards, like the numbered events, like the pay-per-views, right? So it's a little weird seeing him on a fight night. But so I'll definitely have like a pick or two for each of the fight nights moving forward, and we can definitely talk about those as well.
And of course, we're going to have another interview. Now, Bruce Buffer, a great time to have him, but we're also going to have the great He's a personal friend of mine. Lou Fenichero, who you've seen on VSiN. He's going to be joining us here, Shano, next week on the show. He's going to talk a little, of course, some UFC fight night, and of course, his experience in his world of gambling and his business of over 40 years.
Yeah, huge name. He knows all there is to know about the fight game for sure. I mean, the guy's been to so many UFC things, been covering it, like you said, for 40 years. I mean, he knows it all. So it's great to have him on the show, and I can't wait to talk to him.
Yeah, and we're still trying to get some more MMA fighters as well. So that's going to be announced shortly. We've got, of course, MLS. That's towards the end of the month. We're trying to get my boy, my friend to the end, TV as I call him, Tommy Viola. That's going to join the show, so we can do some of our MLS picks. I'm very excited for that. Again, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. Don't forget to join the newsletter and join the community of getting a lot of our free, never paid free picks. You've got the 11-1 college basketball from Shane O'Mac. We've got more picks from the Wise Man, myself, and soccer. So again, we're starting to expand a little bit more. We're going to have in March, of course, Pro Waikachi is going to be covering the UFL. We've got CFL coverage. We're definitely going to have the Ace of Diamonds, who's going to be returning with us for Major League Baseball. So his daily picks. Man,
the wise man's gonna be giving us some golf picks, PGA picks.
Yeah, you're right.
PGA
Absolutely.
Picks. And he had one this past weekend. That was a crazy payout. If you would, he lost in a tiebreaker. Did you see that?
Yeah. It was a bad beat.
I mean, and that was, what was it, 18-1 or something like that?
Yeah.
That guy was 18-1. I mean, that's crazy.
He knows his golf, man. He knows his golf, and he's going to be here. He's going to be covering only the majors for golf. So, for example, the next one would be, of course, the Masters. So he's going to be taking coverage of that. So we'll have that on the newsletter, and all of our picks again will be absolutely free. Just log on to Just Win Bets, baby. Put in your email, and then check your spam folder sometime. We're working on that. I don't know why it's continue to do that, but the guys in the studio are working on it, so you don't have any problems. But if you have signed up, you'll definitely get the newsletter, our daily newsletter, every single day. For Shane O'Mac, I'm Joe the Fan. Check us out for our Friday show. We're doing our shows Mondays and Fridays, and you can catch us on all of the podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check out the full interview of the Bruce Buffer and everything, all of our library of videos only on YouTube. Till next time, that's Shane O'Mac. I'm Joe the Fan, and we will see you next time. Have a good night.
See ya.